It's been over 15 years since we first explored the Sinnoh region, and got swept up in an adventure of time and space. But now these games have been remade for not only our generation, but for a new generation of Pokémon fans. But do these games have what it takes to be called the definitive Sinnoh experience? Today, I want to find that out for sure. Join me as I review Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl for the Nintendo Switch. One fact to note about these games that outside of Pokémon Colosseum and XD, these are the first main Pokémon RPGs to not be developed by Game Freak. But these games are being made by ICA, or what it's short for, I Love Computer Art, who helped assist in other games such as Dragon Quest XI, Nier Automata, and as well as was responsible for the development of Pokémon Home, which has become the new Pokémon storage system. At the start, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were touted as faithful remakes of the original Diamond and Pearl games, and, well, they did seem to hit the nail on the head on that one. But that doesn't necessarily mean everything's the same. While Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are pretty much faithful remasters in terms of story and gameplay elements, there are things from the more recent Pokemon games that are in these as well. The fairy types that were introduced back in X and Y, of course, make their return, which give you a more viable option against those pesky dragon types, including Cynthia's Garchomp. Man, is that a godsend. But the best change in here is that HMs are no longer required to be on party members. In the original Sinnoh games, HMs were hidden moves that you could teach your Pokemon that would be required to stay on your Pokemon in order to perform certain field skills in the overworld, i.e. cutting down trees, smashing rocks, and moving boulders. Now, they're just relegated to the Pokédge, which is a device you get pretty early on in the game. By using the Hidden Moves app on your Pokédge, it'll call a wild Pokemon to help assist you in the overworld. This is honestly probably one of the better changes for me, at least in terms of replaying Sinnoh, because I have found that HM usage, at least amongst using my party members, is kind of a big reason why I just had stopped playing Sinnoh games for quite a while. Whenever I would reconsider replaying Pokemon games again, Sinnoh would usually rank among the lower tiers of it, and that's mostly because HM usage was notorious in this generation. But with this system, it's kind of a thing of the past. Customization, which has also been something that has been in Pokemon games in recent years, also makes a return in varying degrees. In the beginning of the game, you're allowed to choose your skin color, which is definitely a big plus in terms of Sinnoh games. Plus, trainers in the overworld can also have varying skin colors as well, which is a nice touch, if I may add. You can also get predetermined outfits from the store in Veilstone City, but you are relegated to what those outfits encompass whenever you select that outfit. There is no mixing and matching. There are plenty of other small touches here, with some of the visuals like the battle UI seeming to hark back to, well, how it looked in the originals. Some of these things are really interesting, because it really does feel like a love letter to the old generation of games. The game also does give you a guidebook, which can be kind of helpful for younger players. I didn't really use it much because I have played Pokemon pretty much a lot of my life at this point, so I didn't really need it, but it is a nice addition to have for those who may be playing this for the first time, at least Sinnoh games, or even if this is someone's first Pokemon game. In terms of the music, I've actually really liked the soundtrack. I guess if anything, Diamond and Pearl, at least for me, were always memorable because of the music. Then again, I can say this about pretty much every Pokemon game I've played, or at least almost every Pokemon game, at least before the 3DS generation. But the remixes here feel faithful and are good. The games are full of plenty of other little touches and details, like Mount Coronet being in the background of battles, your trainer having idle animations when they don't move, etc. It's little touches like these that do, well, give this game more character than it probably did all those years ago. I will add that the overall pacing in battles and saving is greatly improved compared to the original Diamond and Pearl games. In the original, saving could be a hassle, especially through longer playing sessions, while the battles could be slow due to how slow the health bar could take. If you have not seen Diamond and Pearl health bars, I suggest you watch Blissy's. It's not fast. Not at all. The Underground also received an overhaul, in which it became the Grand Underground. Not only, like in previous Undergrounds, where you could find spheres, fossils, and other stone-based items, you could also find wild Pokémon. Wild Pokémon would be found in caverns that are laid out across the Underground. You could find a variety of Pokémon that could help fill out your team. In fact, going for the Underground is what caused me to have only 2 badges through 18 hours, because I tried to fill out my team with Pokemon from the Underground. It's kind of interesting, really, to have even more Pokemon variety in the Underground. Especially as you get more and more badges, the Pokemon become stronger, which means it can become a bit of a training area for you as well. But it's just nice to find these Pokemon that aren't native to the Diamond and Pearl Pokedex and use them on your team. You can also find statues while digging and excavating that will help you influence what kind of Pokemon you can find in certain biomes or caverns. These are mostly relegated to influencing the general type of Pokemon you would get. So say you had a Lucario statue, that would give you an effect of maybe finding more fighting-type Pokemon in the different caverns. These statues would be placed in your secret base, which are the only things you can put in your secret base. This is probably the only downside to the Grand Underground, is that secret base customization kinda took a hit in exchange for these statues. It's honestly a little rough, but I didn't really spend much time in my base except for rearranging the statues, just trying to find the specific type of Pokemon that I was looking for. Overall, I will say that the Grand Underground can be addictive, especially if you're trying to find certain Pokemon. For me, it was, I believe, Ralts was one of them. I also wanted to find Elekid, Duskull, and I also managed to find a Swablu, which I actually replaced my Staravia with. Because I said, I don't just want to use a Staraptor. Like I said, I spent way too much time in the Grand Underground, and I care to admit, but I will wear my 18 hours of playtime and only 2 badges with honor, because in the end it helped me get the team that I was pretty happy with. Also, apparently before the Elite Four, you can kind of cheese the fossils, and get fossils you probably didn't get before the post-game, which is why I probably will be using an Anorith in the Elite Four. But I do have to mention that these games did have some drawbacks, at least for me. I don't know if these will be deal breakers to everyone, but there were some drawbacks that I do have to take note of that I didn't kind of like. Of course, I will preface this section by saying, these are just my general opinions. If you like these changes, good on you. If you hate them, okay, sure, you're entitled to your opinion. One of the main things that stood out to me was the return of random encounters. I don't know if it's just because I got used to the overworld encounters that you would get in Sword and Shield and Let's Go. At least they were utilized in the Grand Underground, so I guess it kind of just balances out. Again, this wasn't overall a deal breaker, and I guess truth be told, I don't mind random encounters, but I have grown used to the overworld encounters. I could take it or leave it with either one of them. Another thing that wasn't necessarily a deal breaker, but I know this will probably be a detraction to some people, was the forced EXP share. While it did mean less grinding time for me, which I do appreciate, I do understand that some people do like the old way of doing things better, which is being able to just send them one Pokemon and have it be the only one to gain experience. Granted, there is appeal to both of these methods. The EXP share allows you to save time grinding, but not having it also allows you to better control how your Pokemon grows in terms of EVs, and whether or not you feel like you're going to get too strong. Again, it mostly comes down to personal preference. While I didn't mind it, I would have much preferred an option to whether or not I wanted it on or not. I feel like nowadays that games should have a little bit more freedom and player choice in them, especially if it's an RPG like Pokemon. I have seen RPGs before that allow you to influence EXP gain and other things like that. It's not inconceivable to say that Pokemon could implement this kind of thing in the future, and I would be all for it if that does happen. But for now, we are sort of stuck with this forced EXP share. Another thing that was kind of jarring to me was the lack of Platinum content. Granted, these are remakes of Diamond and Pearl. I get that. But in the past, Pokemon has been known to have content that would at least come from the quote-unquote third entry in the games, like Heart Gold, Wood, and Soul Silver. They brought in some elements from Crystal, which included Yucine hunting down Suicune. Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire included the Delta episode, which was a nod-ish to Emerald, I guess? I'm not even sure how to classify it anymore. It's kind of weird to see that Ica kind of stuck to their word that these were faithful remakes. Granted, I'm recording this before I take on the Elite Four a second time, because my first attempt failed, but I do know that it is, I believe, the Battle Tower in the post-game island, and just probably the routes of how they were in the post-game, including the lack of the house in the resort area. But it was also evident in Team Galactic, with no Charon and no Looker, as well as the Diamond and Pearl buildings being reused instead of Platinum. It kind of makes me feel like that Ica kind of played it too safe in terms of what content they wanted to use. I don't know if this is because of past grievances with how remakes were approached, especially after the reception of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but it is kind of sad to see that Platinum content didn't really make any appearance in this game. Another thing that I know was kind of a turning point for some people was the use of the Chibi art style in the overworld. But, honestly, I didn't mind it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't mind it. This was kind of the mindset I had before release, that I didn't necessarily mind a chibi art style. Could they have used a better art style? That's mostly subjective, I guess. But I don't mind it. But seeing the full trainer models in battle does kind of make me think there was a missed opportunity in terms of what they could have done. Overall, these games are very faithful remakes. Story is solid, but it is the same story as Diamond and Pearl. Get 8 badges, the team, you face the evil team, you save the world, all that kind of jazz. Nice new details, as I've said, are nice touches to a game that definitely makes it feel somewhat different from the ones that we got 15 years ago. But this has led me to try and answer a question that I've had in the back of my mind, whether it be recording B-roll footage or taking notes for this script. With all the bells and whistles of making this a more modern Pokemon game, does this make Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl the definitive Sinnoh experience? Overall, I found these games to be very enjoyable, and there are changes I really do like to these games. I want to stress that enough. I do like some of the changes made in these games. But if I were to have a Sinnoh hierarchy, I think I still have to put Platinum ahead of it. I think at the end of the day, Platinum's content kind of just puts it ahead. If it means being able to experience the Platinum content, then I guess I will accept having to rely more on HMs and other stuff as well. In terms of what the hierarchy would be, I would have Platinum first, Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl second, and the original Diamond and Pearl third. So overall, I believe these games are the better games compared to Diamond and Pearl, at least in my eyes. I don't know if anyone else will agree with me on that statement, but it's an opinion that I have, and I'm willing to put it out there. But I do think if I am to replay the Sinnoh games again in a few years' time, there is an argument for me that I would probably be more likely to return to Platinum than I might go back to Brilliant Diamond. That being said, I can definitely see myself returning to this game more often than not. Overall, I do see myself maybe choosing this game to go back to this game again in a few years or something like that. In terms of the Grand Underground receiving the overhaul, and other good changes that I do like with these games. Does it mean I'm gonna return to it before Platinum? Probably not. While these games won't shine a brighter light on the original Diamond and Pearl games for me, I can definitely see it shining a brighter light on Sinnoh in general for me. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this review of Brilliant Diamond. Overall, I do believe that, given how little changes there are in this game, it does make me all the more excited for the changes that are coming in Legends Arceus next year. Let me know down below. Did you buy Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl? Like it? Hate it? Did you like this video? Maybe leave a like if you did. And if you want to see more content like this, let me know down below as well. But I think that's going to be all for now. And I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye.